Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and here before us on the table today, we have something completely new from Tuya Knives. You're saying, well, what do you mean completely new? It looks like another titanium frame lock flipper, and well, yes, it is. However, Dave Warren, our Tuya Knives US rep, designed this knife. And not only did he design this knife, he took some of the issues that people have had with Tuya knives and some of the other knives and has taken care of them. And we're going to look at some of those things today in our first look at the Tuya Knives Envy. So first up, we are all titanium. And all right, so first up, we are all titanium. We are still stainless, but we have moved to T8. And let's get our weehaw around here. We have moved to really nice T8 for stainless screws. Now, we have this deal. If you're going to compare them to or you're going to compare them to Riot, well, you know, just about everyone falls short. There's our pivot, which is also a T8, and that is, well, look, it's nice, really nice. So that was one of the big things that Dave wanted to take care of. We still do have a T6 for our pocket clip screw and T8 for everything else except for our lock bar insert. So body screws, all the major screws you need to get to take the knife apart are T8. Very nice. Now, there's one other little thing here. Let's see if we can get the camera to... Oh, you see that? I think that says, what does that say? Right there. M390. Very, very nice. So let's get a look at the knife, and then we're also going to take the knife apart real quick and get a look at one last thing before we close this thing out. But as usual, let's get a look at the knife. We'll do all the major measurements and everything in a full review, but for today, I want to get a look at the design. We've got nicely anodized two-tone handle. Got some texture right across here and right across here. I like how that feels. Got a large lanyard loop back here that really doesn't take away from the overall size of the knife. I mean, it's not going to get any smaller really if we take that away. So well done on the lanyard loop. We've got our pocket clip. It is tip up right hand only. Pocket clip here, I've used this some. The pocket clip doesn't seem to give me any problems. I like it. And another thing that they have thoughtfully done, look at the angle all those mill lines are running, all that texture line. Matches right up with what's on the handle. Nice job there. Looking across the top of it, we have, what does that say? It says DW1 Envy. I believe that is Dave Warren, design number 1, Envy. And this is a numbered group of knives. This one's numbered at 63 out of 100. They put the numbering down here on the flipper tab. And they might as well get up through all that. We've got M390 in fairly small letters right there. We got Tuya knife up on the blade. They have reduced the size of the Tuya knife. And then we have the Tuya knife logo right there. So they didn't brand it up real badly. And they've made what I'm going to call an attractive knife from the outside. Now, let's get a little size comparison done, then we'll get a look at that blade. See what we've got up here for size comparison. Oh, let's see. There is a Riot new torrent, new torrent. Man, the torrent just messes with my head. There's torrents and new torrents, and then they have another one they're calling a new torrent. Little crazy. Here we have a Spyderco Delica. And I'm a little short on knives on the table, but we'll find some other stuff here. Here is the new Tai Chi from We Knife Company. That's going to be a neat one too, but it's going to be a lot more expensive. And here is a Best Tech Skyhawk. That's what it's called. So what we have here is really about your average size EDC titanium frame lock folder. And you know, it fits in all those categories. We'll get some weights and measurements here in a minute. Our blade is M390 Tonto, but it's not, it's more of a somewhat Japanese style Tonto, or a combination of American and Japanese. Very flat across here, and then we have a thickened tip, flat ground here and flat ground here. Got a bit of a blood groove running down it on both sides, but the knife is ground through the groove, so you're not losing any of your grind with the groove. And it's not sharp on either side either, and the way they've designed it, be easy to clean out if you get stuff in it. So very nicely done there. We have some chamfering on almost all these edges, if not, no, not up here on the tip, but it's still not sharp. Chamfering back here, very nicely cut jimping right there. I like that a lot, and it fits in the hand well too. Going over the back of the knife, we've got the nice big jimping back here, and the way it sets in your hand, it actually works. So very nicely done. And instead of a pause and read card, because I want to get this video out for you guys quickly for a couple of reasons. One, if you go over to Dave Warren's site, that'll be listed down in the description, there's only 100 of these guys. So if you want one of the initial run of Dave's knives, well, or Dave's design, you better get to it, because I think they're selling for $220 or $215 or something like that. So very reasonable pricing. And we have a number that makes no sense. So, whoa, that would be why. Let's zero this out and try that again. That'd get us in a little better shape, I hope. We're about 3 1/4 inches on the blade. Pretty sure we're at a standard blade stock thickness. 1/3, a little thinner than normal. So we're about 3.5 millimeter on the blade stock thickness. That's always nice to see. And I've got a nice stone wash here. Nice belt finish up here. And a nice belt finish across here. Very nice. I like the stone wash they're doing. It's another one of those nice tight stone washes. I really, really love those. Now let's look at our edge termination. And this is one of those places where they almost nailed it. Almost. You can see it right there. Just a 0.5 millimeter more and it'd have been perfect. But it's good enough. We're not going to complain too much, because there are other companies that we just have to throw fits about if we complained about that one. So, before we get to ergonomics, let's look inside it real quick. Dave tells me this thing's easy to take apart. Need my T8. Don't have any Loctite in it because the customers didn't want Loctite. And I don't know if that was the best decision, but we'll see how it plays out. Personally, as a reviewer, I don't want Loctite, because that means it's just more of a pain for me to take care of. Because I'm going to take it apart, clean it all out, all that fun stuff. And, woo, the fireworks are really going off out there tonight. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but wow, are they going off. But that should be it. We should be able to just lift this. Yeah, check that out. Lift it right apart. We have, wow. I don't know what oil they have used, but I haven't put any in it. And that is it's somewhere, it's probably, I'm just taking a stab in the dark here, guys. It's thicker than 10 weight. So I'm going to say 20 or 30 weight. It's not as thick as the 85 by far. And it's good, clean. Give it the sniff test here. Yeah, I'm going to say it's a mineral oil of some type. Very nicely done. Now, the reason I did take that apart, though, is because I want you to see something that Tuya has done that people have fussed about. I don't know how well you can see that. I know it's going to be hard to get this camera, but that is a D-shaped pivot. We'll look at the pivot sleeve. D-shaped. Beautiful. No more free spinning pivots. Love that. Also, they have milled things out to some extent. They haven't went super extensive on it, but they have done pretty well. Getting that light, making that fit down in there. Okay, I'm impressed. Okay, we'll give it the one last thing. We always got to do this. Oh, we got a bit of a jiggler. But as I've said before, if it's a bit of a jiggler, that's fine, because whenever you put the knife together, that means it's going to snap into place. It does not need to be as crazy tight as some of Wii's stop pins are. Those things are insane, but, you know, they do their job and do their job well. They can be a hassle taking a knife apart, though. All right, so we got our, yep, we're all together in there. Wow, they even put the bearings in the right way. Good job to you. All right, so let's get this guy back together, and then we'll tackle ergonomics. If I can, ooh, gonna have to have that D-shaped pivot pointed just right, aren't we? Do we get it? Yeah, I think we got it. So that was one of the big deals that Dave was talking about. He wanted everyone to know that they had went to T8 hardware for the major screws that you're gonna have to mess with to disassemble and reassemble the knife, and that they had decided to not use Loctite. Now, why is not using Loctite a big deal? Well, they're kind of leaving it in the user's hands. And I don't know if that's a great decision or not, but as long as you know that the screws aren't Loctited down and they're using good screws, which they are. I have carried this and played with it for the past, more than 24 hours, and I haven't had the pivot back out on me or anything, and I didn't go through and Loctite everything. So they're using the threads on their screws have to be mating up pretty well, and everything has to be running pretty well for this knife to be, you know, take my abuse and not have any problems, and centering up well as well. So let's look at ergonomics. And you know, this is some of those simple ergonomics, simple handle design that just work. Now, it does have a flare in the back. I wear a medium-large glove. There's enough room back there that you're getting into the guys wearing large, maybe even extra large gloves before there's a problem. So, got some room back there. We'll get a measurement on that because I know you guys just love that measurement for some reason. So 94 millimeters, okay? Yeah, I know. You guys know what that means. Some of you do. 3.7 inches. So, overall, very good there. Action. Well, Dave and the crew over at Tuya, if I could get to keep things in frame, have done a really good job here as well. I mean, it is a rather large flipper tab for this day and time, but that in turn makes a knife that flips whenever you want it to without much effort. And the action is so good. You see that there? I mean, check this out. This is a knife that's selling for about 220 bucks. And, you know, this isn't a $250 or $250 or more Wii. This isn't a, you know, $300+ Riot or, you know, a $400 or $500 Reich. That's nice. These guys are doing a good job, and Dave's got a good design here. I'm not a huge Tonto fan, but this particular type of Tonto I find useful because you've got that curve here. It makes for a knife you can get down in this position, and you can really get things done whenever you're going tight. And having the flat blade here, you know, that's kind of a preference thing, but it's still going to slice through your cardboard and take care of your Amazon boxes without any issues. And that action right there. And we didn't go through some of the grips, but there you go. get your pulls, your pushes, your more controlled grips. And all in all, guys, Dave did a good job. Even for a guy that's not a Tonto guy, he has built a knife that I would carry and use, or designed a knife I would carry and use, and Tuya has built it. And for that, I applaud them. Very good job, guys. This is the Tuya knife DW1 Envy. That's Dave Warren 1. Link to Warren EDC will be down in the description. If you want one of these, as far as I know, there's only 100 of them right now. So if you want one, you better get yourself over there and grab one, because they're probably not going to last too awful long, especially at that price point and at this quality level. M390 titanium. And one last thing. What Dave tells me is very soon he will have titanium screws available for the knife. And that will be a beautiful thing. I know some of you are here nor there about titanium. Some of you hate it. But the thing about titanium screws is if you use them properly, a titanium screw, in my opinion, and it's more than my opinion, but I'm not going to argue with a bunch of people about it. A titanium screw properly set in good threads will stay better than a hardened 410 or 420 stainless. And it just has to do with the makeup of the material. And you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to check out Warren EDC for all the Tuya knives. And you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check us out on the Apex News, your weekly source for your knife news needs every week right here on the Ozark YouTube channel. And, man, that's just a good-looking knife. Have a great day, everybody.